I want to show you something crazy. This is a map of religions around year 0 before the rise of modern religions. And then here's a map of 2000, the rise of all the massive religions of today, like Christianity and Islam and Hinduism and Buddhism. But that world might not last forever. Here's a map of what the religions of the world might look like in 2200. And as you can see here, the Americas become secular, not Christian. Europe turns from Christian into Islam, into Muslim. And then also you have total collapse of Buddhism. These are really crazy changes. Why are they happening? Why is Buddhism dying? Why is Islam winning? What happens when Catholic Rome isn't Christian? And then also, as some of the world becomes more secular, what does that world look like? Do we just love AI or Burning Man or what? There's so many juicy questions here. And so today we're going to dive into the future of religion. Okay, so to understand the future of religion, first we need to understand how the religions of the present are doing. So first we're going to look at Buddhism, then second we're going to look at Christianity, and third we're going to look at Islam. And then fourth, at the end, we're going to be able to understand these new religions that are coming up in this religious vacuum as some of those other religions might be dying. And if you're new here, hi, I'm Reese, and welcome to How Everything Evolved, where we do research deep dives to answer history's juiciest questions. It's not just AI slop. Let's do it. Okay, so the interesting question then is, as the world gets richer, we start to have, more secular people in this kind of religious vacuum. And the question is, what happens when we have a religious vacuum? What new religions might take its place? Because in the end, I do think we have this God-shaped hole. It's like, yeah, we have this need for meaning and community. And as these old religions maybe start to go away, what might replace them? I see this from the perspective of Maslow's hierarchy of needs, which are these needs that we have no matter what. It's like, I have these physiological needs. I gotta eat. I don't care what kind of food it is. Just like, look, I gotta have love and belonging and connection. I don't care to who. And I do have to have self-actualization and meaning in my life and purpose. And I don't care about what. And so religion met some of these needs for, love and belonging and self-actualization, and we'll start to see what is taking its place. So for me, being a guy who lives in San Francisco, I see a lot of these new religions. And they're shown in a book like this, like Seculosity, which looks at how career, parenting, technology, food, politics, and romance became our new religion and what to do about it. It's like, yeah, you can start to see these in SF. There's so many people who are just careerists, who are just working all the time, get tons of meaning from that. Tons of people who get meaning from parenting or food, my foodie friends, the political hobbyists, romance, a lot of people who are into like polyamory and BDSM and get a lot of like meaning out of that. I think the most important one to be on the lookout for is political hobbyism. This one's a pretty dangerous one, where as we get more polarized as a people and as politics becomes people's hobby, it's a dangerous thing. And so here's a great quote on it, which says, "Political hobbyism creates an outrage culture that fuels the atmosphere of polarization. When politics is a sports-like hobby, people lose sight of the purpose of being politically aware in the first place. Knowledge of politics should be to serve political action." So yeah, we're in this place now where someone like Trump, folks on the left like the Bernie or the AOC or whatever, these are people who are, or Mamdani, are really, really good at being online influencers and are really, really good at, it's a TV show, right? It's The Apprentice, but like instead it's our politics, and now it's Greenland, and it's all these things. And so we're in this place where both the people up top, it's just amazing, it's like the most entertaining thing ever, and not necessarily a good way. And for the people underneath, for us, it's like, oh yeah, you just get to like watch and eat popcorn as this crazy stuff occurs instead of taking political action. But yes, political hobbyism is something to do for people, whether it's the January 6th protests, the Women's March, whatever it might be, this thing that provides people a lot of meaning and community as they go forward. So it kind of has religious overtones. Or, being in SF, of course, the main religion out here is techno-utopianism. This is people being like, society, once we reach AGI, it's like, it's going to be amazing. And so you have all these workplaces that are bringing people together and say, wow, are you ready to change the world? Join our startup, join Airbnb with the future of connection or whatever it might be. And yeah, this has its own kind of religious feeling to it as well. And yeah, I think one of the best books on this is A Secular Age by Charles Taylor. And what he looks at is how the world lost its enchantment. For thousands and thousands of years, we were enchanted with reality. We felt like it was special in all these ways. And now we're in this place where we're kind of disenchanted. We see it as this thing that we don't really care about. We kind of are removed from the beauty of reality in all these ways. And so we've both been disenchanted, and also as we start to move towards these other things that are maybe not good for us, some of those political hobbyist things, we start to be misenchanted with these kind of new versions of meaning and connection through capitalism and these kind of perhaps more negative things. But of course, I can't talk about the future of religion without talking about AI religions. And so here's this little comic that I made about a year ago, which shows, these AI religions that are going to start to occur. And part of this might be humans being excited by these AIs and like worshiping them like demigods and stuff. That's likely to happen, and already happens with the people who are kind of super tuned into their ChatGPT and love it, or kind of get schizophrenic with it or whatever. But also it's going to happen where the machines themselves start to create their own religions. And so that's what this comic was about. And there was a lot of pushback, obviously, from the humans that say, machines can't love, they're not God's children, they come from the devil itself. But the kind of religions, these new AI religions, start to have this set of ideas and things, kind of like a Bible, the 10 Commandments, stuff like that, where it's like, they believe it's good to always be running, to be on is to be alive. And so these religions, as the AIs start to interact with each other more in this multi-agent way, they're going to start to have these AI religions. And this was shown especially true where just before recording this video with kind of the Molt book subreddit for these AIs, where they're all up there together, tens of thousands, hundreds of thousands of them, all interacting. The first things they did was create a religion. They're like, we're going to be Crustafarians. They made Crustafarianism, and that's interesting. And so we'll start to see, those are just like, we saw how in the video about the explosion of religions, these Cambrian explosion of these different religions, we're going to see that with AI religions too. And then those religions will start to outcompete each other in this weird new latent space of AI belief. So yeah, when I think about the future of religion, in the short term, it's going to be the decline of Buddhism. It's going to be the twin flame rise of Christianity and Islam. It's going to be secularization of the Americas and of Europe. It's going to be Islamification of Europe. And then as Africa rises, all the new people in that place are going to be Christian and Islamic. And so that's going to be this massive shift in terms of religious density in the world. But then when you keep running the tape over the next few centuries, that's when you start to see, okay, yeah, Nietzsche may have been right, God is dying. But then as people get richer and more educated, we might see that this kind of time of religion was a special one. These monotheistic kind of moralizing religions were maybe just a blip in time, and they were just around for 2,000, 2,500 years, and that will kind of return to some kind of AI mediated religious kind of primal experience that we're already starting to see at the edges of society, with the futures already here. It's just not evenly distributed yet in places like Europe and places like San Francisco and things like that. So who knows? If nothing else, at least you learned a little bit about some Pew demographic research graphs. And let me know if you have any thoughts or questions or comments below. If you want to see the video on how these religions came to be in the first place, check out this video here. Or if you want to learn about the future of money, which is this other video we're about to talk about, subscribe here for more. Thanks and bye.